The United Center, the house that Michael built. For 131 regular season games, Michael Jordan entered the United Center as a Bull. He enters tonight in a different uniform, but the feeling of the people of Chicago is still the same.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan.
Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game.
In Game 1, a legend returns for one final curtain call.
He can shoot it with his eyes closed.
Absolutely awesome.
Michael Jordan gives his last performance in Chicago, the city where the star became an immortal and a champion.
Here's Jordan.
The greatest team that ever lived.
Then the nightcap. A rematch of last year's NBA Finals.
A three-peat for the world champion Lakers.
Jason Kidd and the powerful Nets are in LA to take on Shaq, Kobe, and the resurgent Lakers.
You gotta be born this way.
More than 22,000 fans expected in the United Center to see the final game of Michael Jordan in Chicago and the man himself. This could be a very emotional night for Michael as he plays his last game in the United Center. Hello and welcome to NBA Friday. I'd like to welcome everyone watching on ESPN, Kevin Frazier, Greg Anthony, and boy, what a big night. We start with the Wizards and Bulls and Michael's final game. Then we finish with a rematch of the NBA Finals as the Lakers take on the Nets. And, you know, I hate to repeat myself. I said this last week, but there really are only 3 or 4 must-see games in an NBA season. This is one of them, Greg. And I don't know if folks out there can really grasp the magnitude of what Michael means to the city of Chicago.
You know, that's so true. This is going to be an extremely huge night, not only for Michael Jordan, but as you mentioned, the city of Chicago. Because when you speak of Michael Jordan, you're talking about the most dominant sports figure in that city's illustrious history, you know, surpassing the likes of Red Grange, Bobby Hull, and one of my all-time favorites, Ernie Banks. So tonight's going to be extremely exciting.
Yeah, I think Michael Jordan has like pushed Mrs. O'Leary's cow to the back burner. I mean, everyone's forgotten about the cow. Patrick Ewing, the assistant coach for the Wizards, he says, I want to see him cry. I hope that he breaks down. I don't know if Michael will break down, but I think it'll be a very, very emotional night. Coming up at halftime, we will talk live with Phil Jackson, the man who, along with Michael, helped define that dynasty in Chicago. 6 championships and really an aura around that team, that they were an unbeatable force. Michael Jordan, 122-9 in the United Center, hugging Jesse Jackson. The game's next.
ESPN's presentation of NBA Friday, brought to you by the all-new 220 horsepower Mazda 6 Sports Sedan.
Welcome to Chicago. It's been 5 years since Michael Jordan and the Bulls hung the last of their 6 championship banners, but you get the feeling it could be 50 years, and people here will never forget. Thanks for the memories. They're all here. They know this is their last chance to see Michael Jordan on the floor of the Chicago Bulls, on the floor that he made famous. John Saunders alongside of Sean Elliott. And Sean, you think back to when Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game. It was in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The arena sat about 6,000, but I think there were 500,000 people who said they went to the game. You get the feeling that's what it will be like tonight. Everyone in Chicago will say, we were there.
And I'm privileged enough to be here. I'm excited. I told you, when he comes out and runs out, I might be lighting a match when Michael Jordan gets introduced. I'm excited.
Without question, it's going to be a lot of fun regardless of the outcome. And right now, we want to join Steve Scott one more time to announce the arrival of MJ.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. Introducing first the visiting Washington Wizards. The head coach of the Wizards is Doug Collins. Now the starting lineup. At forward, from North Carolina, 6'6", Jerry Stackhouse. A 6'11" forward from Duke, Christian Laettner. At center, from North Carolina, 7 foot, Brendan Haywood. A 6'5" guard from St. Louis, Larry Hughes. From North Carolina,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's truly been a pleasure. You guys have given me great pleasure to play here in the city of Chicago. My heart will always be here in Chicago. I love you all. Still support the Chicago Bulls. Thank you for support over the years. I love you all. Thank you very much.
Jordan, the last words on the court. Coming up, he will let his basketball play do the talking for the rest of the night. Those of you watching on ESPN, we're going to take you to Edge. NFL matchup will continue on ESPN2 as the Chicago Bulls are unveiled.